Some of you walked in here today carrying pain so heavy that even your smile is tired. But what if I told you that the very pain you're trying to escape is the same pain that is shaping you, stretching you, and building the unstoppable version of you? What if the thing you thought would break you is the thing God is using to build you? Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to the fighters. The ones who kept going when everything in them wanted to quit. The ones who cried in silence. The ones who carried storms inside their chest, but still showed up. I want to talk to the souls who questioned, why me? Why this? Why now? Because the truth is, pain is not just something you survived. Pain was the tool that shaped you. Pain carved strength into your bones. Pain forced you to grow, to rise, to stretch, to evolve. And while you may not have seen in the moment, God was using every tear, every heartbreak, every disappointment as material to build the unstoppable version of you. You are not standing here today because life was easy. You are standing here because you endured. You pushed, you believed. And even when you doubted, God held you. Even when you felt empty, purpose was still breathing inside you. And today, we're going to talk about the kind of pain that doesn't destroy you, it awakens you. The pain that doesn't crush you, it prepares you. The pain that doesn't weaken you, it makes you BLE. Have you ever noticed that the moments in life that hurt the most are often the ones that end up showing you just how strong you truly are? Pain has this strange, almost magical way of revealing a strength we didn't know we possessed. Think about it for a second. When everything is easy, when the path is smooth, and the days feel comfortable, you don't get a chance to flex the muscles of resilience inside of you. But the moment life throws a storm your way, the heartbreak, the failure, the loss, the unexpected twist, that's when the hidden strength inside you starts to rise quietly, steadily, almost invisibly at first. Imagine a young woman who loses her job unexpectedly. She wakes up one morning and the life she had carefully built feels like it's crumbling. Bills are due. Responsibilities are pressing, and doubt creeps into her mind. Can I survive this? Do I even have what it takes? And yet, somehow she finds a way. She starts applying for positions she never thought she could handle. She networks with people she's never met, and she stays awake at night learning new skills. What she discovers in that moment is remarkable. The strength she thought she lacked was there all along. It had been waiting for the storm to awaken it. And as she rises again, she realizes she is stronger than she imagined, more capable than she ever believed, and more determined than she ever thought possible. Strength revealed through pain is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet endurance, waking up every day when your heart is heavy and your spirit feels drained, and still putting one foot in front of the other. It's the single mother who works 2 jobs, who sacrifices sleep and comfort so her children can have opportunities she never had. Each day is a struggle, and yet she keeps going. She learns resilience not in the calm of comfort, but in the grind of her circumstances. She discovers patience when the world is rushing her, courage when the obstacles feel insurmountable, and faith when her own energy seems depleted. Pain has a way of uncovering the layers of strength you didn't know were there, because it doesn't allow you to rely on anything except the core of who you are. Your courage, your determination, and your belief in something greater than yourself. Even in smaller, everyday moments, pain teaches strength. Think of the student who fails a test after putting in hours of preparation. The disappointment feels sharp. The urge to quit is strong. But instead of giving up, they return to their studies, adjust their strategy, and try again. That failure, that moment of discomfort becomes a teacher. It shapes them, molds them, and builds a confidence that comes only from facing adversity and not backing down. Pain becomes the invisible gym where character and perseverance are exercised. Every setback, every misstep, every moment that makes you question your limits is a chance to discover the depth of strength you never realized existed. And let's talk about the emotional pain, the heartbreak that feels like it could swallow you whole. When someone you trusted leaves or a relationship ends, it is agonizing. But in that anguish, you learn to stand on your own 2 feet, to find comfort within yourself, and to rebuild your sense of identity. The hurt forces you to confront your inner fears, your insecurities, and your doubts, but it also reminds you that you are capable of surviving alone, of loving again, and of growing stronger from the experience. Pain exposes the courage that lies dormant in the human spirit, a courage that only surfaces when the world around you feels uncertain or threatening. Even the most unexpected moments of pain can reveal hidden strength. Think of the person who faces a sudden illness, a financial crisis, or the loss of a loved one. In the midst of despair, something extraordinary happens. People discover reserves of patience, resilience, and determination that they didn't even know existed. They rise early when their bodies are tired, they fight when the odds seem impossible, and they persist when hope feels fragile. Pain forces them to dig deeper than they ever thought they could, and in that process, strength is forged. This is the lesson that pain brings us. Strength is not something that is given, it is something that is uncovered. Life's challenges, its setbacks, and its trials are not meant to break you. They are meant to show you what is already inside of you. They are the mirror that reflects your hidden potential, the fire that tempers your courage, and the push that awakens your dormant power. The pain you experience today is shaping the unstoppable version of yourself that will walk confidently tomorrow. So the next time life feels unbearably hard, remember this: the struggle is temporary, but the strength it builds is eternal. Pain is not a punishment. It is a revelation. It is the tool that God uses to pull the strength out of you that has been waiting patiently, quietly to emerge. And when you finally rise from that pain, stronger, wiser, and unstoppable, you will realize that you didn't just survive. You were transformed. You were made stronger than you ever thought possible. You were made unstoppable. Growth rarely comes when life is comfortable. True transformation doesn't happen in moments of ease. It happens in the moments that challenge us, that push us beyond the familiar, that stretch us in ways we never imagined possible. Pain has a unique way of doing this. It forces you out of the comfort zone you have clung to, the routines you have relied upon, and the walls you have built around yourself. Pain shakes you awake. It refuses to let you stay in the place where you have been stagnant. It demands that you evolve, adapt, and step into the version of yourself that has been waiting just beyond the threshold of fear and uncertainty. Consider the story of a young man who has been working in the same job for years, comfortable with his salary, his routine, and the familiarity of the environment. He believes he is safe, that he is stable. But then suddenly, the company announces layoffs, and he is left without a source of income. At first, he panics. Fear and doubt cloud his mind. But then something remarkable happens. He begins to explore new opportunities, to network with people he never thought to reach out to learn skills that he had been putting off for years. Pain pushed him out of his comfort zone, and in that space of discomfort, he grows. He discovers creativity he never knew he had, resilience he didn't know existed, and the courage to step into a new chapter of life. Without that painful push, he might have stayed in the same place for years, never realizing his true potential. Growth through pain is not limited to career or financial struggles. Emotional pain has a way of stretching you as well. Imagine someone who has experienced betrayal by a close friend or a loved one. The hurt cuts deep, leaving wounds that feel impossible to heal. In the beginning, it's easy to become bitter, to close off, and to stay in the comfort of avoidance. But over time, that pain forces reflection. It demands understanding, forgiveness, and the reevaluation of boundaries. It compels the person to grow emotionally, to develop empathy, to recognize toxic patterns, and to cultivate the strength to protect their heart while remaining open to love. Pain forces growth in areas where fear would otherwise keep you stagnant, teaching lessons that comfort could never deliver. Even in the realm of personal habits, pain catalyzes change. Think about someone who has struggled with poor health, perhaps facing the sudden wake-up call of a medical scare or the realization that their lifestyle is unsustainable. That pain, whether it's the discomfort of illness, the fear of consequences, or the disappointment in oneself, forces action. They start to eat better, move their body, prioritize rest, and seek balance. Pain has the power to force growth in disciplines and habits that comfort would allow to remain neglected. It's in those moments of discomfort that new strength is formed, habits are rebuilt, and a better version of oneself emerges. Pain also accelerates spiritual and mental growth. When life seems unfair, when challenges feel overwhelming, It forces you to look inward and upward, to confront your beliefs, to question your assumptions, and to deepen your understanding of purpose. People often remain in stagnant patterns because they fear change or resist challenges. Pain leaves no choice. It demands introspection, courage, and the willingness to evolve. And in this growth, you find a new level of awareness, a stronger alignment with your purpose, and a readiness to face future obstacles with confidence. Even in relationships, pain forces growth. Consider parents watching their children struggle, or someone supporting a loved one through illness or hardship. The pain of witnessing suffering pushes them to develop patience, compassion, and resilience. It teaches the art of sacrifice, the strength of empathy, and the power of unwavering support. Without that pain, many would remain unaware of the capacity they have to love deeply, to endure, and to grow as human beings. The remarkable truth about growth through pain is that it is intentional, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. God allows certain challenges because He knows the person you were yesterday cannot carry the weight of the person you are becoming tomorrow. Pain is the catalyst for your evolution. It shakes you awake from complacency, strips away illusions of security, and forces you into the stretch of new possibilities. Every tear, every heartbreak, every setback is a nudge toward transformation. It reminds you that you are capable of more, that you are stronger than you realize, and that the version of yourself you have been dreaming about exists, but only if you step into growth through the discomfort. And here is the beauty. Growth through pain is not temporary. The lessons you learn, the strength you build, and the wisdom you gain remain with you. They become part of your foundation, shaping every decision, every interaction, and every challenge you face in the future. Pain forces you to grow where you stayed still, and in doing so, it transforms you into someone unstoppable, someone resilient, someone fully alive and ready to claim the destiny that has always been waiting. So the next time life feels heavy, when you feel stuck, when discomfort seems unbearable, remember this pain is not your enemy. It is the force that will pull you forward, that will shake you awake, and that will awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Pain forces you to grow where you stayed still, and in that growth, you discover a power, a strength, and a courage that nothing in life can ever take away. Your pain is the seed of your evolution, and when you embrace it, you rise unstoppable. Pain has a way of revealing truths that comfort never could. It exposes the cracks, it uncovers the false pretenses, and it forces clarity where before there was only illusion. One of the most profound ways it does this is by removing people and situations from our lives that are no longer meant to walk with us. At first, it often feels unfair. At first, it feels like loss. But the deeper truth is this pain is not just taken away. It is creating space. It is clearing the way for the growth, the opportunities, and the people that are meant to remain in your life. Think about the friendships that faded over time. Perhaps there was someone who was close to you for years, but over time, their presence became draining, their energy toxic, or their ambitions misaligned with yours. When you are comfortable, you may tolerate them, you may accept their negativity, you may compromise your own peace just to keep them around. But when pain enters your life, the pain of betrayal, the pain of disappointment, the pain of recognizing your own worth, suddenly you are forced to reassess. Some people will naturally fall away, not because you are mean or ungrateful, but because life is pushing you toward the circle of people who will elevate you, not hold you back. Pain is the filter that separates what serves your purpose from what hinders it. Consider a professional example. Imagine someone working in a company where their talents are undervalued, their contributions ignored, or their potential stifled. For a while, they may have tolerated it, hoping things would change. But eventually, the frustration builds, the sleepless nights of overthinking mount, and pain becomes undeniable. That pain pushes them to leave, to seek opportunities elsewhere, to find a place where their skills are recognized and their potential is maximized. The very situation that caused discomfort was the nudge they needed to step into the environment that aligns with their growth. Pain removes what cannot accompany you to the next level of life. It forces decisions that, although uncomfortable, are necessary for your progress. Even in romantic relationships, pain plays this role with precision. Sometimes we hold on to someone because it feels familiar, because letting go is terrifying because we fear the unknown. Yet, If the relationship is not meant to grow with us, if it limits us rather than elevates us, the pain of heartbreak becomes inevitable. And while it feels crushing in the moment, it also opens your heart and mind to experiences, connections, and love that are aligned with your true self. Pain is not punishing you. It is protecting you, pruning your life of the relationships that cannot thrive in the next season of your journey. Family dynamics, too, are not immune. There are relatives